Hey everybody, how's it going? Gracious. Oh, there's already people in here. So, happy February gathering. If you guys are already here, tell me in the chat where you are from so I can see what states, even what countries are here. Super excited about, oh, hey, Julie. Julie's in Mays, Oklahoma. We got Georgia in the house. Got lots of people coming in. Indiana. Oh, wow. Georgia, Idaho, Washington. Gosh, they're flying in. Virginia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Ohio, Colorado, Kansas, Texas, Oregon, more Colorado and Oklahoma, Indiana. Gosh, welcome everybody. Missouri. We're so excited to have everybody here. Real fast, North Idaho, we're glad you're here. Go South Carolina. There's my sister from the South. All right, real fast before we get started with the actual gathering. I have yet to do the drawing from the January gathering for VIP members. This is the VIP member attendee only. Now, what is at stake here? We've got our, oh, you can't see it because it's green like my green screen, but it's an accordion file. We've got plant markers, and the thing that I'm really sad that is leaving my house, and I've done really good not to even look at, is, ooh, where does it go? Oh, it's upside down. The whole seed catalog from Baker Creek. Y'all, if you've never looked at this, this is not the free catalog. This is the catalog you have to go buy. And it is like, I don't know, what is that? Like 2 inches thick. And it is insane. So this is what, so the accordion file that you can't see because it's with the green screen. It's the same color as the green screen, the plant markers, and the that's for all VIP attendees from the January gathering. Okay, so let me get my wheel of names up here. Here we go, wheel of names, wheel of names, wheel of names. Hope everybody is having a great night. All right, so let's go full screen. If you are a VIP member, which means you have paid your NLHG dues and you were in attendance at the January gathering, your name is on this wheel. So are we ready? Good luck, everybody. And our winner is Krista Nelson from Shelby, Iowa. All right, Krista, I will be in touch to figure out how to get this to you. So check your email, whatever email you have with your, that's on your membership that you signed up with. Check that to probably tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna send you an email, make sure I have the right mailing address to get that going. So with that being said, I'm 2 minutes behind. I need to talk faster or less. So welcome everybody. I am so excited that you're here. This is the February gathering, National Ladies Homestead Gathering, national virtual gatherings. A lot of nationals and a lot of gatherings, but we are national and we like to gather, so it's all okay. We're so glad you're here, and we have our fearless leader, our founder and our president, Cindy Ball, is here, and she is gonna start us off tonight. So Cindy, what have you got for us tonight?
Hey everybody, it's great to have you here. Super excited that you've come to join us on our second virtual gathering. The one thing I wanted to go over tonight was our breakout rooms. This is something new that we're starting tonight, and really it's to encourage community. That is a huge thing for us this year. COVID was a little tough and we're still not out of it, but I feel like there's some light at the end of this tunnel, and no, it's not a train. But we are here to start encouraging that community again within LHG. So we have our breakout rooms. Excuse me, Ginger is actually going to go over how to get into a breakout room at the end of our time tonight. But the one thing I just wanted to share with you, these breakout rooms were put into place so you could meet other women that were in your area of the country It's super exciting to see that, yes, we are across the country, the nation, the USA. And so these rooms are to help you find other women that are in your area or your region to discuss things that pertain to your area. I laugh sometimes because when LHG started, I was living in Georgia, and now I live in Montana, worlds apart as far as growing and how you take care of things. So I know the importance of speaking with other women who are from your region. The one thing I really want us to do tonight is, the reason that we have these is to encourage and support each other in our communities for homesteading. That was a huge thing to me when I started. In fact, LHU started because of the loneliness. I didn't have anybody who was helping me or encouraging me. So take advantage of that tonight. Enjoy the time, meet other women who are like-minded, and just have fun. And like I said, Ginger will tell you more about that. But remember, community, we're building community, support one another and encourage one another, shout for their victories, and encourage them when they're feeling like it's just a struggle. So have fun with that tonight, and we'll chat about it more later.
Thanks, Cindy. All right, so next, speaking of encouraging one another in our communities, one thing that is one of my favorite parts of the whole LHG community is the Atta Girls. And we had somebody lined up to do an Atta Girl tonight. That's a big one, and she's actually going to do it at some point, but she ended up having an appointment with her child, and she wasn't sure she was going to make it back. So I put a shout out to all you ladies on Mighty Network, and you came through for me. So I'm just going to read out a couple of the Atta Girls that you guys threw at me. Remember, Atta Girls can be something that you tried and failed at, but you learned something so that when you go to do it again next time, you know how to do it. So I'm just going to read off my phone some of these things that you guys sent to me, and it's just exciting to hear. And so I hope you guys are encouraged like I am. So Donna Perry told me that she learned, this is one of those I was talking about, you know, that sometimes you fail, but you learn, and that's okay. It's still an Atta Girl. She learned this summer that when making jams with her wild plums, that golden plums won't set. It doesn't matter how much sugar or pectin you use, the wild golden plums are best used for syrup, not jam or jelly. Lesson learned, she said. So Atta Girl, Donna. Way to take a good attitude about it, not be upset about something not turning out quite right, but I'm sure you have a lovely syrup to use with those plums. So Gareth Crosby, let's see if I can pull up her picture. She sent me a picture. She said, I transplanted, nope, that's not it. She said, I transplanted a couple hundred seedlings into my greenhouse. I transplanted a couple hundred seedlings for my garden and the upcoming Athens Clark LHG plant sale. It's nice to spend time with plant babies, which I totally agree. That's one of my favorites. And she sent this picture there of her plant babies in the middle of winter in a warm greenhouse. I love going out to my greenhouse and getting to spend time with my plant babies. So that was hers. Way to go, Gareth. Way to get those things started. And then Trina, she also sent me a picture with hers. She said, excuse me, my kids and I built a 50-foot grape arbor. And you guys have to see this thing because it looks so beautiful. Here she said they did this all during lockdown. You can see that the beautiful arbor there, and we learned a lot and are so proud of it, and you should be. Atta girl to all you girls, ladies. You're not girls, you're women and ladies, but atta girl, that's what we say. We're so proud of all that you're trying to do. And for the future, ladies, if you have something you want to share, if you have something that you've learned or tried or you're really proud of, or you can always email me at media@nlhg.org, and Jesse will drop that in the chat for you. and let me know, hey, I want to share my Atta Girl. You can either, if you don't want to come on and be live, you can email it to me and I'll be happy to read it out like I did those. Or if you're a little more adventurous and you want to get in front of the camera, we'd love to have you come on and just share it yourself. So that's our Atta Girls. We love to share stories from our women. So that's the Atta Girls for tonight. We will move on to our announcements. All right, so I have a couple of announcements. First, I will go ahead and announce that our March gathering is going to be the first Wednesday of March. Of course, always the first Wednesday, ladies. March the 3rd, 2021, and same time, same bat channel, everything. We'll drop a link in at the end like we did last time. I promise I'll leave it open for longer. That was my fault. Again, we're all learning this. So I'll leave it open for longer at the end. But the March gathering is going to be on salve making. So Esther Arkfeld is going to be doing that. And she is a just super smart herbalist, and you'll love hearing her. She is so knowledgeable. I'm excited about hearing that talk in March. So that is the March gathering. For the gathering tonight, I want to remind you, the chat, it flies. Once we get going and you ladies start chatting about what we're talking about, the chat just, I mean, boop, 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 you can't keep up. If you have a question, there is a Q&A function. And if you're on a computer, it's going to be at the bottom where you've got like your chat and your participant where you can raise your hand or something like that. There's also a Q&A button. Click on that Q&A button and submit your question that way. That's going to be the easiest way to make sure that your question gets answered. Also, if you have a question, look at the questions that have been asked, because you can actually give it, they call it upvoting, which is a thumbs up. And that the more thumbs up or upvotes that a question gets, it actually will move it up the Q&A list so that it gets to the top. And that way we don't have the same question over and over and over again on the list. So use that Q&A function. It makes it a lot easier for us to help our speakers out with the questions rather than us trying to search through all the chat that's going on. So use that Q&A tonight. That would be appreciated. And also, we were talking about breakout rooms. Okay, at the end of the gathering, and I'll remind you at the end of the gathering, in the chat, well, mine's that way. In the chat, we're going to drop a link, and it's actually for a Zoom meeting. You'll click on that and hop over there. When you get there, you will have a choice to go to one of 6 breakout rooms. All right, and I'm going to buzz through them real fast, but they'll be listed when you get there, so don't feel like you have to write them down. There's going to be Georgia, California and Idaho, Colorado and Oklahoma, Indiana, Iowa, and Michigan are together, Pennsylvania and New York, and then South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. And our goal was to have a breakout room for every state, but I only had 6 people volunteer to be moderators. So next month, if you go and participate in a breakout room and you think, hey, I could do this, no big deal. It's really not a big deal. You just have to keep the conversation going. Email, again, media@nlhg.org, that same email, and just say, hey, I'd like to be a moderator for a breakout room. Could you let me know, how I need to do that? And I'll get back in touch with you. So anyway, we'll have 6 breakout rooms. You'll go to the link that's in the chat at the end. We'll remind you again. And then Jesse will actually be over there when you get there. The moderators will already be in the rooms. And it's just a place for you to chat regionally with people about chicks. So Cindy, did you have something you wanted to say?
Hello. No, I'm just, some of us, and this is to the moderators, some of us will just be kind of floating around, checking in and out of the different rooms, just kind of seeing how this is going. So don't be nervous if you see somebody click in and then click back out. It's probably me. So I'm saying hi ahead of time. Super excited about this. And yeah, take advantage of this time. It's only for 30 minutes after, but I think it's going to be great at connecting women around the country, especially since most of us can't meet in chapters right now because of COVID. So that was all.
Yep. And I have saved what I consider to be the most exciting announcement for last. It's kind of like a pre-announcement because it's not exactly ready, but it is a coming soon to nlhg.org near you. We are going to have, like, think of it as a volunteer help wanted ad kind of page. So we're growing. Our organization is growing by leaps and bounds. And with the expansion of these national gatherings, and we've got the media team, and we're going to start ramping up our YouTube, and there's all kind of stuff that's going to be going on. We have got, not to mention all the stuff that's always going on. We have got positions, volunteer positions, that we need you. We need you. We need you to fill those. And so in the next bit, and I'll have more information in March. I'm not going to commit that it's going to be up by then, because I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to commit anybody else, but I'll have more information in March about when you can expect to see it if it's not already up. But you can go on this volunteers needed page, whatever, I don't know what it's going to be called yet, and see, like, we need this person, and it's going to be approximately this many hours a week or a month, and these are the duties. So, and don't think that, I live in an apartment, so I don't know anything about homesteading or whatever. That's not true. We need all kinds of people. We need tech people. We need introverts. We need extroverts. We need tech savvy people. We need, low tech people, high tech people. We need all you people. We need all you people. So look out for that. Like I said, I'll have more information in March. So again, I'm still 2 minutes behind. All right. So next, moving on. Jessie Reed. Y'all hear me talk about Jessie all the time. You'll see her a lot. She is just all the things. She is coming on tonight to share her story. So I'm not going to introduce her any farther than that, but I am going to let her take over and tell all about her homesteading, her story.
Hi, ladies. Super excited to be with you guys tonight. So my journey into homesteading started when me and my husband were looking to buy our first house. He had grown up on a farm. I grew up in a small town. When we went and looked at our property, the first thing out of my mouth was like, if we get this place, I want chickens. And let me tell you, chickens are the gateway into all things homesteading, and it's just evolved from there. So actually this month will be the 4-year mark for me and my husband being at our homestead, and it has come a very long way. I've gotten into canning, I've looked into herbalism. Eventually I would love to take some classes to actually be a certified herbalist. Our flock has grown and decreased. 2019 was a really bad year. We lost about half of our flock. And actually just this past year, our wonderful presenter who's presenting tonight, I actually purchased chicks and actually traveled down to South Carolina myself before they were able to ship, and got my birds. And they are, I won't spoil, but let me tell you, this speaker is amazing, and I am so excited that you ladies get to hear from them. But yeah, I've gotten into canning. The main thing that I do now, besides being a crazy bird lady, is I sew. I do mainly a lot of smaller stuff, as well as getting into apparel and wardrobe and things like that. And that's my homesteading story. I guess part of this is when I think it was about a year into getting our homestead that I felt that need for community that I didn't have in my area, because I'm originally not from Indiana. I'm originally from Southern Illinois. So I didn't have a lot of community who were family. And I put a feeler out on a Facebook group, and a lady suggested that I look into National Ladies Homestead Gathering. And I do not regret that one bit. I contacted them. At the time, I spoke to Trina. We had a very, very long conversation, and I loved her passion, and it was just the right fit. It was exactly what I was looking for. It was that community that I was needing, and the community that didn't look at me weird when I jumped up and down with joy that my chickens started laying their first eggs. And it's just kind of snowballed from there. We were the first, I was able to establish the first chapter in Indiana, and I believe there's a second one that's getting ready to start, which is super exciting. And now I'm working with the media team, and I can't wait to see more and more where this goes, and to meet and to talk to more of amazing women who have the same dream and passion that I do in homesteading. So. I'll pass it back off to Ginger.
Sorry, I was looking at all the questions that are already in the Q&A, and I was letting our speakers know that they already have questions. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Jessie. It is so great to hear your story and to know that, you know, homesteaders, you know, we say it all the time, ladies. Our definition of homesteading is doing it home instead of going to the store. It doesn't matter if you live in 120 foot square or 120 square foot cabin, or if you live on 120 acres, you can be a homesteader. It's all about your attitude and really your gumption, because let's admit it, homesteaders are just full of gumption. And so if you like to do things at home instead of going to the store, if you like to make your own soap, if you like to can, if you like to do whatever, you are a homesteader. And Jessie's got a beautiful property where she is, and they do chickens and all that. But her homestead story is really more, not so much the animals, but kind of the other stuff. So we love all our ladies and their stories. So thanks again, Jessie. We really appreciate you sharing with us. So on to our main speaker. We actually are getting a little treat. We have two. They're tag teaming us tonight. It is Chanteau Abblett and her husband Todd run Crooked Toe Farm, and they have started this hatchery years ago. It's not a new thing for them. And I'll let them talk about their history and what they do, but they really work as a team. And so they are going to present to us together tonight, because I know Todd and Chanteau, and they do work as a team. So it's just very fitting that they are together tonight to be here with us, and we're so excited. I hope you guys have enjoyed, well, it's over there for me, their little chicks running around. I told them to leave it on because I knew you guys would love to see those little chicks running around in the brooder. And who doesn't love to watch baby chicks in a brooder? So Todd and Chanteau, if you guys are ready, I know we do have some questions already in the Q&A. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at those, just so you know what's going on there. Jessie's going to keep you up on those. And welcome. We're so glad you're here.
We're glad to be here.
Thanks, Ginger. We're very honored to be a part of this tonight, so thank you. I'm going to let Chanteau tell a little bit of the history of Crooked Toe and how it started back in 2015. And then we'll give some more details on the farm and what we're doing and how we're homesteading ourselves and trying to encourage others to do the same. Okay.
back in about 2015, we moved to our current house. We were in a small little subdivision and we couldn't even plant a plant without having to get approval. So we ended up moving to the country with 17 acres. And we started out with 6 red sex links and absolutely fell in love. And then at the time, I only knew of brown and white eggs. I had no clue that there were other colored eggs out there. In fact, I didn't even really like brown eggs because I was raised that brown eggs were dirty eggs. So you just didn't even buy them at the store. But then, you know, of course, I found fresh eggs. And then I realized with just researching that there were blue eggs and dark brown eggs and speckled eggs, and you could even get a green egg. So then we purchased a small little incubator and ended up purchasing some Americana eggs. And the first egg that hatched was a small little Americana, and he had crooked little toes. And we ended up naming the farm after him because that's what we call him. I like, well, there goes Crooked Toe. There's running around Crooked Toe. So we named the farm Crooked Toe Farm. And unfortunately, last year he ended up passing away, we think from a snake. But then I had discovered different colored eggs and I couldn't get enough of them because then it's the whole chicken math. And well, I want this color and I want this color and I want this kind of chicken because it's unusual and I love the way the feathers look on this chicken. And so the next thing I knew, I literally had 27 different chickens running around outside. 27 different breeds, excuse me, breeds. And when we would get a chicken or want to order something, I noticed that you couldn't just get one chicken or 2 chickens. You had to get like a minimum order. And me and Todd were just talking about like, that's not, we don't want that. We don't, maybe there's something around in the community here. There's something that a gap or hole we could fill for our community, that if you just wanted one barred rock, that you could go and buy one barred rock or one buff Orpington. And so we just decided to build separate little pens and runs, and we started separating all the chickens that we had, and we had Crooked Toe Farm, the hatchery, and here we are today.
And we obviously love it because with chickens, it's not we're going to get rich and retire by any means. We spend a lot of money in feed. We sell chicks. A lot of times we break even. But I think the most important thing for us is that we're bringing awareness on some of these breeds that we offer that were near extinction at one point, and they're just now recovering. There's lots of stories to tell on the chicken breeds and why we decided on them. But I can tell you this, for anybody that's interested in doing it and thinks they want to, do it. It's very rewarding. We have 3 children and they're all 3 homeschooled, and they are being raised very much like I was raised as a young boy in Ohio, working on a farm. And the experience that they get working here is invaluable. And the things that they learn from these animals, not only our chickens, our pigs, our steer, our horse, our rabbits, our quail, whatever else we got out there at the moment. These kids learn from it. And when it comes to homesteading, when it comes to self-preservation, we feel real good about what we're doing, and we can feed our family here on this farm. We learn from people like Ginger, who does hydroponics. We learn from other people that are growing. We're in the process of looking for a greenhouse for ourselves. So, but back to the chickens, like Jesse said in the beginning, it's a great start to a homesteading experience. They're easy. As you can see from watching the video, they're mesmerizing. And it's something that, even though we get fed up sometimes and say, this is it, we can't go anywhere because of these chickens, we want to get rid of them. We're not going to get rid of them. As a matter of fact, we have 16 breeds now, and we're adding 3 more. 2 of the ones that we're adding very soon are meat chickens that we can actually breed, raise, and offer to the public. They're not the Cornish cross that Big Chicken, we call it, uses, Tyson or Purdue. These are heritage breed chickens that are recognized by the American Association of Poultry. And they are a very good backyard homesteading bird. So.
Meat bird,
Yeah,
yes.
meat bird. And the Cornish cross, for example, you cannot breed that and reproduce it. There's a 4-step breeding process with different breeds.
We think 4. It
We
could
think
be
4, it
12.
could be
I mean,
more.
I don't know.
We've done a lot of research, and because we thought we could do that ourselves. It's protected either by patents or copyrights or whatever, but the big hatcheries will not divulge what the breeding process is to get the Cornish cross. So we're going to go back to the old school and offer heritage breeds that were meant for that in the beginning. They just take longer to raise.
Well, we also are going towards getting certified through A Greener World. And when we had told her first off that we had the Cornish slow growing Cornish rock cross as a meat bird that we were trying out here, just for us personally, just to see what it tasted like. She had said that unfortunately she could not certify us with those birds on the property like that. It would, and we said, well, we've decided against that, and we're going to go with the Buckeye and with the Dorking. And she was so happy that we ended up deciding that for ourselves without having to be told we would have to do that to get certified through A Greener World. So I just think that's another great element that there is here with the farm, is that, you know, just the decisions you can make that are for our tomorrow, just to keep things going, and we're self-sustaining here without having to rely on Big Chicken. That we call it Big Chicken, but yeah, so we don't have to rely on Big Chicken. We can do it ourselves.
Right. You know, we're also doing things like solar. We have whole house generator that's on propane with a 500-gallon tank buried in the yard. We're doing things to just rely on ourselves and teach our children the same. Regardless whether it's going to be needed or not in the future, we think it's important just for them to know those kind of things. So I wish we could all talk in person. I would love to meet in person and talk more about this, because the breeds, for example, I talked about the breeds that were nearing extinction, and I'm going to tell you the one that's most critically endangered, just so you can get an idea. We have a Crevacour. This breed is the country France. Its oldest known chicken breed comes from a small town near Normandy, France. And during the war, when the Germans invaded, they just about pushed that bird to extinction by consuming them. there was a small group of farmers that hid some of these birds, and that's why they're surviving today. And the reason being is because the Germans heard that this bird is a delicacy as far as restaurants go, because it's got very small bones. The dark meat is like a duck in consistency and taste, and the breast meat is ultra white. So this is just a good example of one of the ones that we're trying to bring awareness back. And we really introduced this bird heavily last year, and we couldn't hatch them fast enough. So that kind of thing right there is giving us great satisfaction with what we're doing.
And the other thing is that all of our chicks are $5 straight run. Even the most expensive rare is going to be $5, just like a barred rock is going to be $5, because we feel like, how can you bring awareness and get the chick out there if you're going to charge an arm and a leg for the chicken? Because at the end of the day, I keep saying this, at the end of the day, it's just a chicken.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's $5 like everything else to get it in your backyard so you can enjoy it like we enjoy it.
Yeah, and that, I saw somebody has Googled that, the Crevacour. And if you see this chicken, it's very unusual. When we saw it for the first time, I have never seen anything like it. And like I said, I've been farming for a long time. So the only thing that we have found, well, it's spelled Crevecour. Crevecour. And the problem that we had here locally where we're at, we introduced that to the local market here, and these people were like, what? I want a barred rock, a Rhode Island, or a white leghorn. And they didn't want to know anything about it. But after we started giving the history of this bird on our Facebook page and through our website, we started getting lots of inquiries. So we have found that through media, through events like this one that we're on right now, it brings interest to some of these birds. So,
so we had 27 different breeds, like I said at the very beginning, but the community just couldn't support 27 different breeds. You know, they were like, what's an Andalusian? If they had never heard of it, they didn't want to have anything to do with it. And so we downscaled it to 15 different breeds this year. No, last year.
Right.
Last year we scaled down to 15 different breeds. And we're kind of ramping it back up. So we're back up to gonna have 19.
Yeah. But just a word of caution, and I typed this answer to somebody earlier. They asked what would be a good amount to start with, and I told them 6. And I also told them that be careful because it's going to grow. I can assure you, when you get chickens and you're successful with them, chicken math will apply and your flock will grow, and you will continue to grow it to the point where you're going to have to discipline yourself not to continue on with it.
But continue on, because that's job security for us.
We've had as many as 1,200 chickens running around out here at one time.
We don't advise that.
And I can tell you that the feed cost is staggering.
Now we get our feed from Williams.
Yeah, now just a little bit on feed. Be very, very careful about what kind of feed that you use. My wife has to get bread out of the oven here. We've had experiences with, I'm not going to name any names, but we've had experiences with commercial feeds that actually have caused our birds to meet their demise, from chick size all the way up to our breeders. We have found that local farm-grown grains that are ground locally and bagged up by a farmer up in Campobello, South Carolina, is the best feed that we've ever used. And our birds are very healthy. They are laying well, and I'll never go back to a commercial feed. Now, if they go out of business, I don't know what I'm going to do. But
Our chickens will be devastated.
you know, just be very careful on what feed that you use. And if you want to contact us after this is over, we can give you some recommendations other than Williams feed that we found to work. I'm just saying that this particular feed is phenomenal. Again, anybody that's on this video here tonight, if you have questions, we would gladly answer them. We have a lot to share that would take hours. If we could sit here and do it, we probably would.
Yeah.
So anything that there's questions, how do I get started? What do I do? Anything like that.
Well, and
just
that's the
feel free.
good thing about us is that when we sell a chicken,
We're not done with it.
we're not done with that. If
We follow up and ask how they're doing.
how they're
If there's a problem
doing
with it, we help them fix it.
down the road,
Anything.
we're here for you.
And it's
We're-
because we love it. If we didn't love it, we wouldn't be doing it. So, like I said, it's not a money maker. It's
passion.
It's a passion. And I think as homesteaders yourself, ladies, you will find that you will grow to love it very quickly. My wife,
I can't get enough of it.
she didn't know what a chicken was when I met her, and really didn't want to have anything to do with them until we moved out here, and I convinced her to get those 6 chickens. So
I'm going to jump in here for just a second.
Mhm.
Because I know some of the women have been looking for this. Could you explain, like, if somebody's never had chickens before and they buy from you, like what to expect or what they need to have ready before their
Yes.
chick comes? Because I think that information would be really helpful for those that are trying to decide, should we even start with chickens? So that basic would be perfect.
Well, what you're looking at now is a hefty storage tote from Lowe's.
Like a Rubbermaid.
Yeah, that particular one is sitting on my workbench up in the garage. And we have that one because it's Silkies and some other ones that are sold for somebody picking them up. That very basic can be a brooder. We have commercial brooders out there that cost $400 a piece that we use for the mass quantities of birds that we hatch. What you're seeing here is a very simplistic, cheap way to do a brooder, and it works. And it works for the first couple of weeks of their life. You need a heat lamp, 250 watt heat lamp, which is what's on them right now. And the birds will tell you if there's something wrong. If they're cold, they're going to squawk and tell you.
They're going to chirp.
If they're hungry,
loud.
they're going to tell you. If they're out of water, they're going to tell you. These animals will let you know if there's a problem, and they will adjust themselves into the heat and away from the heat.
Well, you can actually see here on the picture, you can see that there's you see the red corner. There's like 2 chickens right over there, but the majority of them are near the feeder, near the edge. They'll go towards the heat as they need it, and they'll move from that heat as they get hot.
Right. So right now these chicks are comfortable. They're not. If I had the sound turned on, they just be little peeping noises. If they're in trouble, that gets very loud. We hear it in our sleep, whether it's happening or not.
Check the chickens.
So to get started, you could literally spend less than $50 and get started with 6 chickens.
Rubbermaid tote, a feeder, a water, and a heat lamp. You're
That's
good
it.
to go.
That's it.
Chickens.
And every week you take away 5 degrees worth of heat.
So you start at 95 degrees when
And
they're
every week you can deduct it. You deduct that by moving the heat lamp up. Or if it's a big enough area, they'll move away from it.
Mhm.
So I highly encourage it.
And then when they're fully feathered, which is about
10 weeks. 10 to
8 to
12
10,
weeks.
yeah, 8 to 10 weeks, they'll be fully feathered, and then they're ready to be outside in the fresh air.
Yeah, our breeder birds have seen everything from 100 degrees with 90% humidity to in the teens at night and everything in between. And they're healthy and happy. So very hardy animals to start off with.
We have them on pine shavings actually right now. When they're little like that, and the little brooders and things like that, there's pine shavings. In one of our runs out there for our pullets, there's pine shavings down on that. When they get to be in the breeding pens, we have sand down, like a construction sand, as long as there's no clay in it, because when the poop mixes with the clay, it kind of turns into like a cement. So you want to get like a construction sand that clay has been removed. And then it almost kind of turns into a kitty litter almost. But just keeping the runs clean, keeping shavings down. I know that Ginger was doing with her chickens, the deep litter method. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with what a deep litter method is, but that's just where you, have shavings down. They of course will poop all over the shavings, and then you put more shavings on top of that, and you might want to mix some diatomaceous earth or something like that with it. But that kind of starts to compost, and then that puts heat out, which also is just added warmth for them. And you can do the deep litter method. We don't have a way of having a deep litter method in our breeding pens, but I've heard that's just a really good way of going. And I haven't talked to Ginger to find out how her deep litter method's doing. What else? Any other questions?
I'm trying to answer as many as I can on here. One of the questions is when will they begin laying? They usually start laying around 9 months of age.
It depends on the breed
too. Yeah.
Because some will mature quicker and some are slow to mature.
Yeah. Recommendations for building a pen. Our pens are very simplistic. They are 12 foot long and 10 feet wide, and made with pressure treated 2x4s and 2x6s. And we use plastic dog houses for their coops with roosting bars inside. Again, we'd love to be able to show you. If you contact us after this, we can send you pics. Another question, do you soak your feed? No, we do not.
No, but
the rain does it occasionally.
when we have some that are thrown out on the outside of the pen, it'll sprout, and then I'll run by there and I'll just pick up the sprouts and throw them in there, and they eat that. So none of it goes to waste.
Can we buy female chickens only? Yes. There's a couple ways of doing that. We can't be 100% accurate all the time, but certain breeds like Buff Orpington, Rhode Island Red, and Barred Rock are
We're getting pretty good at
easy to sex
them as chicks.
Yeah, there's other breeds like Crevacour, Russian Orloff,
Americana.
They are extremely hard to sex until they are older, about 10 weeks of age.
But yeah, we have a lot of orders for pullets. So that's when we will kind of raise it up to about 6 weeks, where we can better tell whether they're males and females and sell them. Of course, they cost a little bit more, but it's a little bit better guarantee that it is going to be a hen instead of a roux.
How do you recommend handling pasty butt? We found that if you give them supplements, a probiotic supplement, which you can buy on Amazon or whatever, it helps with that. And medicated chick starter. And we happen to use Purina medicated chick starter here.
But are you wanting to know, Trina,
on how to handle,
like how to actually clean it?
If you see that on your chickens, then you need to get it off. when they're chicks, because if it builds up and they can't,
It can kill them in like 24
it
hours.
can kill them. So you just want to use warm water and get it
Warm
off.
water and just kind of massage that little hiney and
Yeah.
it'll come right off.
What is your
Don't be scared.
What is your roux to hen ratio? We have like 10 to 14 hens per roux.
Some is maybe just 7.
Yeah.
But he can handle 7. You just don't want them over mating, and we have had that happen before. You just, if it seems like your eggs aren't fertile, if you're looking for fertile eggs and they're not fertile, then maybe you need to get another roux in there.
Yeah. Have you used pellets for bedding? No, we never have.
I've heard about the sweet pea DZ.
We never tried the sweet pea DZ,
But I've heard about it.
We've heard about it. We use sand, construction sand in the pens, acts as kitty litter as far as the runs go. And we use pine shavings in the houses.
Now, integrating new chicks into a flock.
Yeah, so when you do that, you want to get them to they're about 12, 14 weeks of age. And we put them in a dog crate and put the dog crate with food and water inside the run with the older flocks. Okay, and that gets them used to each other, and without them, the older hens trying to kill them.
And then when they've been in there for a while.
Yeah, just 2 or 3 days after that, take them out at night and put them into the coop on the roost at night after dark. That way, when they wake up in the morning, they're like, "Oh, hey, hey, what's up?" And it usually helps that. Doing meat chickens for the first time. Do you do anything different for meat chickens in the early weeks? No.
Okay, but meat chickens.
Meat chickens is a whole different thing. Okay,
It's a whole different chicken.
Well,
like no lie.
Other than the Dorking and the Buckeye that we're introducing, it's going to be just like everything else that we got. But as far as this Cornish cross that we used,
Fast and slow growing.
they are very dirty birds.
Dirty bird.
Very dirty, and they eat like crazy. I was feeding them 44 birds, and I was feeding them about 40 pounds of feed a day. And I had them in a chicken tractor, moving them around in the field, eating grass and stuff like that, bugs, and they would still eat 40 pounds of feed a day. So,
and we would move that chicken tractor every day. It got there at the end. They were what, 19 weeks old when we processed?
Yes.
We almost was having to move the tractor twice a day.
Yes, they would decimate the grass in 24 hours.
Dirty birds.
Yeah, the grass would be 8 inches high and it would be dirt the next morning. So
the chicken is delicious, though. I'll
yes,
have to say.
Our freezer is full.
It's delicious.
Well, I hope we've answered some questions and stirred some interest. And I think Ginger or Cindy can give you our contact information. And if you have any other questions, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to answer it. And we're not experts. We're still learning. We learn something new just about every day, but we do have some experiences and some failures we learn from.
So guys, there was just one more question that popped up. Do you allow visitors to your farm?
Absolutely.
Yes, we are people. We love them.
So we're having an event here on March 7th, and we're having a mobile processor that was introduced to us by Ginger. And
It's the 6th, Todd. It's that Saturday,
6th.
right?
Yeah, sorry, March 6th. So we have close to 15 people that signed up for it in just in a few days. So we expect to have 25, 30 people here, and it's to teach people how to process a chicken from start to finish. Hands
It's
on.
gonna be super fun.
We're having Sanders Garden Center here, who's going to have microgreens, and we're going to have the processor here is going to be selling canned goods, and Ginger's going to be here. So yeah, we're going to have a good time. And all that being said,
we're raffling.
we're raffling chicks too. But all that being said, we love people having here on the
Farm tours. We're all about a farm tour.
So anybody's welcome.
Tammy's asking how you register for the event.
Can I send that flyer to you, Ginger?
Yep. Send it to me. I tell you what, guys, I already have it because I've posted it to a couple of the communities. I will post the flyer to the Mighty Network community so that you guys can see that.
And then you can either contact us through our Facebook page, through our website, or through text message.
The
Yep.
one thing I wanted to point out here to our ladies is when you're looking to buy your chickens, obviously this couple loves their chickens. I mean, just the amount of breeds that they have, the time they put into it. And I know we couldn't get to all the questions being answered out loud. I did see that there were a lot answered on the side, but this is the kind of couple that you want to find, or breeders that you want to find, who are passionate and will take the time to tell you even after. I mean, you could talk chickens for hours, but what you want to find is a great resource. It's going to take the time, because as much as they're passionate about raising chickens for you, they want to make sure that their chickens survive. So
Yes.
take their name down. You know, if you live near them, go to their event. But these are the types of people that we're trying to bring on to give you resources so that you have a healthy, happy homestead.
That's right. And there was one more question I'll address real quick. They do ship. And you can see pictures of their chickens, the chicks on the Facebook page. Just go to Facebook. You can Google Crooked Toe Farm. And are y'all Roebuck or Pauline?
Pauline.
So they are in Pauline, South Carolina. So just look for Crooked Toe Farm in Pauline, South Carolina. If you cannot find their Facebook page, you can always email media@nlhg.org to get more information. So guys, thank you so much.
To see, was anybody wanting to see the brooders and the incubators, or
We are out of time.
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you so very much. And Todd, as a thank you, I'm sending you these earrings. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Todd. We usually only have female speakers. So Chanteau, you are going to get these because I'm tired of the winter. So you're going to get these lovely flower earrings because I'm so tired of the winter. It's time for some pretty flowers. So I'll get these to you. And Todd, you just have my undying love and affection.
Thank y'all so much. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
All right. So Cindy, you are on now. It's your turn.
Okay. The one thing I wanted to talk about, you may have heard the terminology that we're kind of throwing around between a member and a VIP member. And so I wanted to tell you what that distinction is and really what our VIP members mean to us. So there is a monthly fee. It's not mandatory to be part of the National Ladies Homestead Gathering. Our VIP members have committed, and they pay a small fee of $35 a year to have access to this, some behind, we call it the firewall, but there's other benefits that they get. And while we have a list of benefits for our VIP members, the thing that is so important to me, our VIP members are the soul of this organization. They embody our purpose statement, which is to empower women, and our mission statement, which is to share knowledge, build community, and grow friendships. They have committed to being a part of something bigger than themselves. They are the women who will jump in and give of their time. They are the ones that share their knowledge, and it may not always be on the forefront or, you know, out there on video or whatever, but they're the ones that are helping behind the scenes. Our VIP members are the ones that help keep our chapters going. And I just a huge shout out to them because they really are the foundation of our organization. And so I want to let you know how much we value our VIP members. If you're interested in being a VIP member, which we would so appreciate, because the memberships, the membership fees, which are $35 a year, go to actually run this organization. 20% of that fee goes directly back to their home chapter if they're involved in a home chapter. And basically it helps keep the lights on. It helps us do this so that we can every month come and share with you fabulous speakers like we had today and last month. And so, plus there's a lot of benefits for them, but I didn't want to focus on just that because I feel like our VIP members really have a bigger picture of what we're trying to do with LHG. And that just speaks to my heart in a big, big way. So if you're interested in becoming a VIP member, oh, it's not a monthly fee. Sorry, it's a yearly fee. That's even better, right? A yearly fee. Divide that by 12. It's not very much. In the chat on the side here, is the link to get to our membership page, and you can see a lot more information about it. But I just want to let you know what the difference is between our VIP members and our members, which we also appreciate. But the soul of our organization are our VIP members. So to those of you who are our VIP members, thank you so, so much for your contribution in so many ways to help us reach women around the country and share our mission and our purpose. So thank you. All right, Ginger. She's gone away. So
okay, sorry. I realized I hadn't copied the link yet. So, okay, now on to the most important part of the night, the giveaways. So we have 3 giveaways every month. We have a giveaway for all VIP members, whether you attend or not. We have a giveaway for all attendees. So whether you're a VIP member or not, you're entered into that one. And then the third one, which will actually occur at the next gathering, like we did at the beginning of this one, will be for all VIP member attendees. But this month, we're having a bonus, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the VIP one is, the VIP attendees, because it won't happen tonight. But for VIP attendees, we have this cute rooster wall hanging, and we will be giving him away at the beginning of next month's gathering. For all VIP members, everybody who, oh, this is tripping me out, y'all, these greens that are showing up. All right, so for all VIP members, let's see, let me get the right one going here. That's not it. This is all VIP members. All right, here we go. Look at that. Look at how many we have. That's so awesome. This is a best of Mother Earth news talking about homesteading, natural health, gardening, do-it-yourself projects, energy, food, and cooking. And our winner is dun, 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 Christina Johnson. All right, Christina, I will be in touch with you. I'm looking for my pen to get your shipping address to you. And I'm just writing that down. And all attendees. So we'll close that and we'll go to February. Nope, not save. We already saved it. Sorry, guys. We'll go to our all attendees. For all attendees, appropriate for this month, we are going to have a chickens magazine. So if you were on here tonight, your name is on this wheel. Get your spring chicks, nesting box wars, pecking order disorder, and a whole lot more. And Tanya Thompson. All right, Tanya, I will be in touch with you. Tanya Thompson. All right. And so this last giveaway, guys, and I know we're just a few minutes over. I apologize for that, but this is very important for me. So I want to show you what this next one is. So this next giveaway is actually from me because I love my friends. I love you guys. and it's Valentine's Day month. So I'm going to give you some cookie cutters. I'm going to give you a cute little love banner, and oh God, it's backwards. It's crazy. So that whole I love my friends. This is from me to you because I love you. You guys have shown me so much grace in my mistakes and my blunders and my hiccups through all of this. So Marcella, I'm gonna answer your question in just a second, but I'm gonna give this little Valentine's Day package away here to everybody that's attending, because I appreciate it. So same wheel, all attendees. I love you guys. Thank you for giving me grace and being kind and caring. And Bridget Valencia, I guess. I will get in touch with you on how to get this to you. Okay, so one quick question before we go. Marcella asked, I'm not sure if I'm a VIP member. How can she find out? So if you have ever gone and if you have paid your dues, if you go to the NLHG website and you log in, if you're not sure, then you can always email me and we can chat. Again, media@nlhg.org. I'm here for you ladies. I'm happy to help answer your questions. So if you have a login, you can check your profile on our webpage, and it will let you know. So this video will be up next Wednesday. I promise it will be up next Wednesday. I will not be late any longer. I used my lateness on January. I apologize for that. And that is over and done with. I am now up to speed and can do that. So what we're going to do now is I am going to grab the link for the breakout rooms, the breakout room link. Here we go. And I'm going to pop it in the chat. And so if you guys want to join us in the breakout rooms, all you need to do is, so I'm going to put 2 links in the chat, but don't go anywhere first. Okay, so this is the breakout room, the zoom.us. That's the breakout room link. But before you go, I'm actually going to put in the, I'm going to put in the chat the link to register for next month's gathering, for March's gathering. So let's see, here we go. This next link that I'm putting in right now, that is the March gathering. So the first zoom.us that's / the 99622, that's the one for the breakout rooms. But the one that's the zoom.us / webinar register, that's to register for March's National Virtual Gathering. So if you want to go ahead and register for next month, go ahead and click that link and register. And then the first link is for the breakout rooms. The second link is to register. I am going to leave this open so you guys can still get that copy and paste or whatever you need to do. So go to the breakout rooms. Have a great night. I love you guys. Stay safe, and we will see you in March. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.